The cultural issue that I will be using for my final project is religious extremism. I'm choosing this topic because it is something that can happen anywhere and to any religion, which I think would make it interesting for a detective mystery. While there is no universal definition of extremism or terrorism, the USAID defines violent extremism as advocating, engaging in, preparing, or supporting ideological violence to further social, economic, and/or political objectives. Since I would be writing my detective story in America, it's important to know the actual definition of it, so the crimes that I would be writing would fall under the correct umbrella. As I was looking into religious extremism, I realized how common it is. Susan Ferris, a staff member at Pulitzer, says intermingling patriotism and piety is common among nationalist violent groups. In addition to this, Elizabeth Newman, in an interview for NPR, states, "We have data that shows that a sizable portion of the population in the United States, between 30 to 40% of adults, believe that there are times where violence is justified to achieve political aim." 30 to 40% is a really big number, and I think it would be interesting to explore this in my mystery. If a small town with lots of places of worship is experiencing extremist violence, a lot of people not involved may still agree with the ideology. This would make it more challenging on the detective who would be interviewing people. I also looked into what would clue my detective into who was committing the crimes. Richard Sosi, a professor at University of Connecticut, says under extremist regimes, for example, social rules about attire, food, consumption, or gender roles can become more sanctified than life itself. I think these traits could be unnoticeably sprinkled into my story, and they could become clues for my detective.